Hello, this is Terry Cole with Street Youth Ministry, author of mightyforce.org, trying to help small organizations be small but mighty. I love flow and I love building flow that takes care of things for us. And one of the things that flow can do, of course, is send an email. But if you want to send a lot of emails, you run into limits and problems. And there are some ways of trying to get around that, but I've never found a very good one. But I started investigating how Salesforce seems to want us to send lots of emails, which is the list email send function, which appears on every campaign these days, is somehow part of the Cadence engagement solution, and which also appears on list views for campaigns and list views for contacts and leads. So that's a function that's pretty mainstream and probably here to stay. So I started looking into the data structure and process that underlies it. And what I discovered was that it's a very simple record structure and it's available to flow. So what I did was create a little test flow that's not in production that simply creates a list email record in the draft status. You can see it in your org. It seems to be identical to what would happen if you hit send list email and save it as a draft and quit and go find that record. Then I created a list email source, which seems to be the same as what you would create in the user interface. And the source can be a campaign or a list view of contacts or a list view of leads. I only tested campaigns. You create that record and link it to your original record, and then you go back and change your original from draft to scheduled. And lo and behold, the innards of Salesforce go to work and send that list email on your behalf. It's reportable. All the recipients are noted. They show up, everywhere you'd expect it to be. It's tracked. It seems to be beautiful. So while I'd be cautious, I think it's very promising. So I wanted to share it. Here is all you need to do. Sometimes, you find out you have to do a ton of things to make something work, but this one's pretty straightforward. All the fields needed for a minimum list email are shown right here on this one screen. Like everything, every record needs a name. Like every email, it needs a from name, a from email, and a subject, and a text body. I didn't experiment with rich text, though there is support for it. I didn't experiment with templates, though there is support for it. I didn't experiment with merge fields, though there is support for it. You can attach it to a campaign, which seems not to do anything other than attach the list email to the campaign, which can be very helpful, actually. And then it has a scheduled date. And you save that record, and then you create your recipient source, which is how people get assigned to receive a list email. So let's take a look at that record. It too is amazingly simple. It needs a name. It needs the ID of the source campaign, or I didn't test it, but list views of leads or contacts. And then it needs the ID of that send email that we already created. So you save that record, and now everyone's set to receive an email that's on the campaign, and the email they're going to get is defined by the list email record. You can actually edit it if you wanted to, but in this flow, we change the status of the list email from draft to scheduled and save it, and that's the end of the flow. And behind the scenes, Salesforce goes to work and sends out that list email, and the email opens are tracked, and the bounces are tracked, and the email is attached to the contact or lead. The recipients are attached to the send email. It's just a very user-friendly interface as it's intended to be. So I think it has a lot of promise. I would be cautious with making sure that you place some limit on the number of people that you allow such an automated solution to have on the recipient source. Might build in a limit that says, hey, stop I'm alerting the admin that you're trying to send more than 500 emails, and I might also search the campaign that a list email is attached to and make sure that we haven't sent something to this same campaign, in the last week or something, and sort of build some sort of automatic suppression so that the admin gets alerted when people are trying to use it to send emails frequently or to large groups, so that you can make sure things are staying safe. But anyway, can't wait to hear what you think of this. I think this is available in all orgs that support sending list emails. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.